So this is the first goal in the CF Montreal versus Philadelphia Union match. This one comes courtesy by Indiana Vassilev to give the Union a 1-0 lead in the second minute of this match. And so you can see right here on the ball from Montreal, you have Tom Pierce, the left back. Also highlighted on your screen is Frankie Westfield, the Union's right back, and Danley John Jock. Those two players critical for the Union on this play because, as we can see right here, Tom Pierce takes a heavy touch. Frankie Westfield is going to go ahead and win that ball back. Danley recovers a loose ball. And right here, this is so key to how the Union build up this play. You can see Danley John Jock pretty deep back in the Union's own half of the field. When he passed the ball to Frankie, Frankie's going to give it right back to Danley. You're going to get Quinn Sullivan involved. The Union making triangles, and this isn't the only time on this play that they made those triangle passes, because it's what you look for when you try to break teams down. You always look for this kind of shape, and the Union do it so excellently right here on this play. Frankie goes right back into Danley John Jock. We'll track here. Danley into Quinn back to Danley, and this is so huge too, right? Chris Donovan comes deep into the Union's half to get on this ball, to hold it up and roll the ball right back to Danley John Jock. And because Chris Donovan comes deep to collect this ball, he pulls Alvarez, the center back for Montreal, out of position. And you can see right here, both midfielders, Danley John Jock's already in front of. And so Danley gets this return pass, and now he has a lot of space to run into. And now it's a 4-on-2 situation for the Union. Danley going to opt passes to Indy for a first-time finish, and that's a beautiful strike there by Vassilev for his very first Philadelphia Union goal. But it all starts, right, with the heavy touch from Tom Pierce, Frankie Westfield reacting to that, winning the ball back, Danley John Jock collecting the loose ball, and then it's the quick one-time passing down the right side of the field, making those triangles so key. You can see it right here. Donovan deep to collect the ball, Danley a lot of space to run into. He knows he has Indiana Vassilev all the way to his left, and you can see it right here. Only two defenders back for Montreal on this play because your left back and one of your center backs pushed up high in the field, trying to win the ball back as one center back. Your left back turns the ball over with a heavy touch in Tom Pierce, and so Danley knows he has Indy all the way to his left. Gets a little bit lucky that ball still finds its way to Vassilev. The ball takes a little bit of a deflection off of George Campbell's foot, but yeah, this is the right pass right here by Danley into Indiana Vassilev, who does so well to hit this first time, picks out the top corner. It's a beautiful strike there. You see Siwa gets a hand to it, but it's a strong, powerful strike to give the Union a 1-0 lead. So the second goal in the game comes courtesy by Vrioni to tie this game up 1 apiece for CF Montreal. This goal comes right before the end of the first half, 3 minutes into stoppage time. And so we can see right here, corner taken quickly here with Sealy. Sealy's going to play this ball in. Union don't clear this away, and then Vrioni's right there to tap it in the back of the net. It was a 2v1 situation right there on the corner kick with Quinn Sullivan going to close down Fabian Herbers. Sealy gets the pass back. We'll see that play a little bit closer because everything just happened so quickly for Montreal, and this really was coming. Montreal, after they conceded in the second minute, they were having chance after chance after chance in the first half, and the Union, unfortunately, concede at a terrible time right before the end of the break. So you can see ball placed down, corner taken very quickly. Herbers with a back pass into Sealy. Sealy plays this ball into the box, and you can see right here, Jovan Lukic is the player that keeps everybody on side. You initially had Danley John Jock with Vrioni, but he steps forward as well as all the other defenders for the Union. They're trying to push the line up high, catch people off sides, and Lukic is the only one who doesn't see everybody else stepping. He keeps a bunch of players on, and so that's why Vrioni is able to be onside right there. The ball deflects off of Kai Wagner, unfortunately. A couple of players right there, Makanya had an opportunity to try to clear this away, but it's a pretty strong driven ball inside the 18-yard box. That's why it deflects off of Kai Wagner and finds its way to Vrioni, takes a touch, and then it's an easy finish there for the striker. The third and final goal in the match comes courtesy by Mikael Uhre to give the Union the 2-1 lead. You can see right here on this play, the Union have a free kick deep in their own half of the field. Kai Wagner standing over it, and he's just going to go ahead and kick this ball forward towards Bruno Damiani, who loses the 50-50 challenge to George Campbell. But Jovan Lukic, credit to him for keeping this play alive, turning Montreal over in their own half. And this is exactly what Bradley Cornell always talks about. If we give away possession in the opposition's half, the Union want to quickly win that ball back. That's not anything different from what this team would do under former head coach Jim Curtin. And this is what you expect from pressing teams. You want to press, and the cues, the areas on the field where you want to press. And credit to Jovan Lukic for keeping this alive for the Union. Takes that off of Opoku. And as soon as he wins that ball back, Mikael Uhre is already starting his run. You can see making that run off of Alvarez. Lukic plays the ball into him, touch, and then a finish. A little bit fortunate for Mikael Uhre right there because Sirois gets a hand to it, but it's a strong strike from Mikael Uhre in the 84th minute to give the Union a 2-1 lead. We'll go ahead and look at that again because George Campbell, yes, he wins the 50-50 challenge here off of Bruno Damiani, but then he kind of gets caught in no man's land here. And credit to Mikael Uhre for timing his run and just watching Lukic win the ball. You can see right here, George Campbell, after winning that 50-50 ball against Bruno Damiani, he's pushed up a little bit higher compared to Alvarez, his center back partner. You also have Joel Waterman, the right back, pushed up high there. And so Montreal's shape on this play isn't great. They weren't expecting to lose this ball in their own half of the field. But again, credit to Jovan Lukic for keeping this play alive, winning the ball back off of Opoku and finding Mikael Uhre. Because you see right here, Mikael's already starting his stride. As soon as Lukic wins that ball back, it's a 1v1 situation. Mikael's making that run in behind. It's a perfect pass here by Lukic. No questions of is he offsides or not. It's that first touch there by Mikael. And then, like I said, Sirois does indeed get a touch to this. One touch towards goal, and then he finishes. A little bit fortunate, like I said, for Mikael Uhre that this does wind up going in the back of the net because Sirois does get connection with this ball, but it's a powerful enough strike that it winds up going in the back of the net for the win. Then take a look at some chances created by the Union in this game, and I'm not going to lie, there wasn't a ton, which has kind of been the case the last few games for the Union, but it doesn't really matter when the Union have won 3 straight games and they've won 7 out of their first 11 games of the season. They still find ways to win, even when they're not creating a ton of chances. And right here, this is going to be chance number 1 for the Union. They're already up 1-0 in the point in this match. You have Tom Pierce, the left back for Montreal, won the ball, loses it inside the Union's defensive half of the field. Right here, Jovan Lukic with a forward pass and Quinn Sullivan. And because the left back's out of position, a lot of space for Quinn Sullivan to run into. Quinn's going to go ahead and lift his head, see where players are. And so because the left back, Tom Pierce, is out of position, you have Samuel Piette running back to try to close down Quinn Sullivan, but Quinn has the legs, he has the pace over Piette, which then forces Alvarez, the center back, to just slot over, fill in for Pierce. And you're going to see just a run by Chris Donovan towards that near post. That's where Quinn Sullivan's going to go ahead and cross this ball into. But this is exactly what the Union want. They want both of their strikers in 1v1 situations, and that's exactly what they get here on chance number 1. Ball crossed in, and unfortunately right there, Chris Donovan can't do much with that. Chance number 2, Jacob Glesnes wins this ball. Jovan Lukic keeps his play alive. Going to go opt for Quinn Sullivan. Quinn takes a shot outside the 18. Kind of a wasted opportunity. And again, we're going to see another shot outside the 18-yard box for the Union. This time it comes from Indiana Vassilev. But pay attention to Ty Baribo right here, running towards your screen. And that's excellent defending there by Piette to clear this ball away and make sure Ty Baribo can't get the rebound. And there was a good strike there by Indiana Vassilev and good run by Ty Baribo. Now this forward pass into Chris Donovan. It's a good pass over the top. Chris does well to slow it down, find Danley John Jock, which that shot gets blocked. But I do want to go ahead and see that once again. Forward pass into Chris Donovan. Donovan slowing play down. Good decision. First time shot gets blocked by Danley John Jock. But again, if we can just pay attention to this, it's the pass forward into Chris Donovan. He wins the header back for the Union. Quinn Sullivan with the pass over the top. And I do think if Chris Donovan takes a better touch here, maybe with his foot, I know it takes a little bit of a awkward bounce, and so he chests it down. But if he can take a forward touch, then he's in on goal. And Montreal didn't play this well. They expected that Chris Donovan's not going to get this ball. It does go over both center backs, Campbell and Alvarez, on this play. And yeah, Chris Donovan could have done better here with his touch, in my opinion, to go through on goal. But he does well not to lose possession, to slow it down, and then pick out Danley John Jock, whose shot unfortunately gets blocked there by Wooderman. And Montreal is able just to clear that away. I want to go ahead and end this video looking at some chances created by Montreal, because if we're being honest, I do believe Montreal had the better of the chances out of the two teams on the night. Montreal's a little bit unlucky that they only scored one goal. They should have came away with at least 1 point. Union, I guess it doesn't really matter how they won this game. You know, they took the chance with Mikael Uhre, with Indiana Vassilev, but there were times in this game where they got very, very fortunate that Montreal didn't score multiple goals. And it starts right here in the 4th minute. The Union go up early, 2 minutes into the game with Indiana Vassilev, and Montreal could have said, well, that's it. It's over, guys. We conceded 2 minutes in. Game's over. Union are going to go ahead and win. But they don't do that. Their body language doesn't say that. They go 4 minutes into this game, and they have the first chance of the night. Andre Blake makes his first and only save off of Prince Owusu. Good passing there between Vrioni, Saliba, and Fabian Herbers. Herbers with an excellent through ball into Owusu. And Owusu is going to go ahead and put that one on target. Andre Blake spills it a little bit, and Union are very lucky that Vrioni doesn't get that shot. And we can see just right here where we play it, just the good first-time passing broke down the Union's midfield way too easily. It's a really good ball into Owusu, who it's a strong left-footed strike, and I think Oluwatu Makanya has got to be better here. He's got to be better tracking Vrioni on this play. Yes, he's assuming that Andre Blake's going to make that save, but you can't give up on that play. I mean, you got to play until the whistle's blown, until Andre Blake makes his save. And yes, very, very fortunate Makanya is on this play that Vrioni doesn't get to that loose ball, because that easily could have been 1-1 4 minutes into this game. Andre Blake comes up big with that save in the 4th minute in the game, but then Montreal have a chance both times with Tom Pierce, the left back. Almost gets a deflection off of Frankie Westfield going in the back of the net, and then almost has the deflection going off of Kai Wagner going in the back of the net in the second half. And so you can see Montreal moving the ball well, go through the midfield way too easily right here. Fabian Herbers is going to opt to slot this to Pierce. Pierce's shot deflects off of Frankie Westfield, deflects off of Andre Blake's back leg, and I have no clue how this didn't hit the post. I have no clue how this didn't go off the back of the net. You see it right here again. Pierce makes a late run forward here. Herbert sees it. It's the first time. It's supposed to be a cross. It is a cross, but it catches Frankie Westfield's leg. And then it also catches Andre Blake's leg right here. And very, very fortunate the Union are that doesn't go in the back of the net for this game to be tied. And then another chance right here. Tom Pierce leading the way with Montreal with the ball. Going to send in another cross, and that one gets cleared away by Kai Wagner. It hits off of Andre Blake's leg, and very, very fortunate the Union in this game, because, again, Tom Pierce got caught out both times for the goal that Montreal considered number one. But he was good going forward for Montreal. Created a lot of chances, a lot of misfortune that Montreal wasn't able to get on the end of these crosses. These were really good balls whipped in, and you saw it with Frankie Westfield. And then you also see it right here with the ball crossed in. Kai Wagner clears it away, clears it off of Andre Blake's leg. And I thought when this happened, I thought it went off the post, but rewatching it, he definitely hits this off of Andre's leg right there. And Andre doesn't know anything about this. You can see he's just stunned that everything happened so quickly. He tries to react to keep this ball out, but it's such a quick clearance, and luckily Jovan Lukic is in the right place, right position just to clear this danger away.